Hello everyone, welcome back. In our previous video, we have seen about the syntax of for loop and how it can be used, right? So in this video, we're gonna talk more about how we can use the for loop for different programming. Okay, so today in this video, I'm gonna talk about a program for using for loop. Okay, so the program is like the to print a number from 1 to 10, right? So if you could look into this carefully, let us see how it can be achieved, mathematically or in a realistic way, and then we can see how it can be done through programming. So that is the basic idea that which we need to follow at for any program, right? So let us investigate this problem statement clearly and try to solve it mathematically, right? So it says that the problem says that it should print numbers from 1 to 10, right? Okay. So if you could clearly see that, then it should start from 1. So that's what it is, right? So from where it has started, it starts from 1, not 0, not 2, right? It started from 1. Remember this, where it has started, right? And it where it is ending, like so it ends at 10. So if in this if you could see this is 10, so tomorrow if it can be 100 or 200 or any other number too, still we don't bother, but we need to understand where it starts and where it ends, right? So by now we got from where we should start and where we should end, right, by looking into the problem statement. So I could say that it starts from 1 and ends at 10, right? So we all know that for loop syntax, right? So with the help of for loop we can write a program for the same. So we know that it where it starts and where it ends, right? So let us write a pseudocode for this. Let's see how it can be written. It says that pseudocode for the problem statement start from 1 and end at 10 after 10, right? So from here, we're going to print a number. Every time it iterates, it has to print a number from 1 to 10. So the program logic for the same, right? So if you could see how it can be written. So it says that in the for loop, we're going to start I equals to 1 because it is 1 where it has started, and where it has ended, it is 10. So if you could see this clearly, if you could see this clearly, it started at 1 and it ended at 10. Okay, so we have used increment, that is only one time, that is I plus plus. Every time before it executes, it will be incremented by 1. And then it will go till 10. And it will, the condition will get failed only after 11. Okay, so that's where the logic has been written in such a way that it starts from 1 and it ends at 10, right? So so this is a logic where we're gonna print every time I value. Every time you're gonna the I value will get incremented and it will print I, right? So this is the program where we're gonna use it to print numbers from 1 to 10. So we know that where it has started and where it should end, and then we're gonna print I. So some says that, hey, why do you want to print from 1 to 10? Rather than that, I can print from 10 to 1, right? So in that case, what happens now, if you could see this clearly, see some says that, let me start with 10 rather than starting from 1, right? In this place, what you're gonna do, we're gonna change that I equals to, initially it is 10, and it has to be, it should end at 1. But every time if it is incremented, then it would be, the condition won't be false anytime. So it has to be I minus minus. Do remember this. Whenever you are checking the condition where it is starting and where it is ending, in that case, you need to see accordingly, you need to use that increment or decrement. Okay. So if it is, some says that, I want to start from 10 rather than starting from 1, then in that case, it would be like I equals to 10, I must be greater than 0, I minus minus. So this can be, changed to different thing as well. Here the condition I greater than 0, instead of I greater than 0, I can say I must be greater than or equals to 1. Even that condition can, even be used for printing, for for iteration. So how many times it iterates? Let us assume it starts from 1, and then it starts from 1, and the condition is 1 is less than or equals to 10, true. So it will go inside and it will print I, that is 1. And then I value will get incremented, that is 2 now. 2 is less than or equals to 10, yes, true, and then it will print. And in the same manner, it will go till 10. 10 is less than or equals to 10, true. So it will print it, and then I value will get incremented, that is 11. Now the condition will get false, and now it will come out of this loop. Okay, so same is for this as well. So every time it will decrement and then it will print the same, right? So it will print I, right? So let us see, in the programmatical way whether, the code which we have written is correct or not. So I have already written a code for the same. I have used public static void main to print from 1 to 100. Or maybe 1 to 10, whichever number we wanted to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna print, I have used integer I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 10, I plus plus. Let's play around with this code. Let me run this piece of code and see whether I could able to get print 1 to 10. It has printed 1 to 10, right? And now in the same way, I can use, from 10 to 1 as well. So I can use the same, like, my bad, sorry. Okay, from 10 to 1. So this can be printed from 1 to 10 as well as, 10 to 1. So both will get printed. If you could see, it started from 1 to 10 and then 10 to 1. If you need, it has to start from, if we need like, it has to print from 0 to 10, then we can start from 0. Okay, so do remember, every time whenever you write a code for a logic or maybe for a problem statement, while using the for loop, you need to understand where it has to start, where it has to end. If you know that, then you can use for loop by giving that where it has started and where it has ended. So if you could clearly observe this, I have used integer I here and also integer I here. Okay, so this is a different topic which we're gonna cover it in our upcoming sessions. Okay, so we have used like, say for example, if I use integer I and then integer I, here I'll get something called duplication. Okay, so I have the variable which I have used, like, I, which is already declared somewhere, you are duplicating the variable. But here it is not throwing that error. The reason why it is not throwing that error, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Okay. So still confused with writing the logics? Let me know what program is making you, confused. I can make a video for the same. And thank you for watching. Happy learning. Have a great learning.